shit, it's Beef Supreme!
Deadweight Nate is the Beef Supreme.
A robot? A machine taking orders? A robot? A machine taking orders?
Holy shit, it's Beef Supreme!
It's okay, so that the microphone was muted. That was my fault.
Yeah, that was silence. That was we had that down.
Yeah.
But it was that was silence. That was we had that down.
Yeah.
But it was that was silence. That was we had that.
Yeah,
You should be able to.
that's us playing ourselves.
Did you turn the volume up on your
That's
device?
us playing ourselves.
Did you turn the volume up on your
That's us
device?
playing
Oh, this is
ourselves.
so weird. Turn the volume up on your device? I don't like this.
My volume is up. Well, what in the
Well, then how did you hear me say that? Or
Inception? There. Well, yeah. There's no music now.
yeah, the music's turned off now.
Can you hear? Hello, Plum and Jason and Nate. If you can hear that, can you hear this?
Good morning.
Do you hear that tractor?
Oh. We're watching ourselves live, I see. Oh. We're watching ourselves live, I see.
I'm just making sure there's.
I think Deadweight Nate, I think it's a you problem.
Jason and Plum, are you guys able to hear us properly? Loud
Yeah.
and clear. Thank you, Plum, for your clear
Deadweight
and
Nate, this is totally a you problem.
Thank you for your clear and concise answer.
Yeah.
Usually Jason would be like, muted. You're still muted. You're still muted. Freaking Jason. You know what? Actually, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Jason's search history right off the bat. Jason's search history when he was an 8-year-old boy.
You're still muted.
When Jason was an 8-year-old boy, for some reason, he was searching things like lucid dreaming, the deaths of Michael Jackson, Elvis, David Bowie, and XXXTentacion. The weirdest thing is when Jason's dad found this.
So what are you looking at, Dad?
I'm checking out Finland.
Oh, either way, he searched arson and then barbecue sauce on titties? Jason, how dare you search barbecue sauce on titties on the family iPad when you were 8? Guess what?
Did iPads even exist when Jason was 8?
No. Who hasn't searched for barbecue sauce on titties? Me? Krissy said that she...
I've seen this thing before. Like, but I also do a lot of, like, midnight reading when I can't sleep, so...
It's true. She reads her stories.
I read my stories.
Jinjee eyeball. Oh, please. Who hasn't searched for... I don't know. I've never uttered those words in my life. So to think that Krissy's like, oh, barbecue sauce on titties? Normal. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I'm not a fan with titty food. Honestly, I agree with that.
Me too.
That was just a quick little... Krissy said she'd heard of it and other people probably had, and I just thought it'd be funny to mention.
I'm huge to suffer ick factor, and I don't want barbecue sauce on any part of my body, to be honest.
I guess if I had to pick a sauce, barbecue sauce is pretty good, you know?
What kind of barbecue sauce, though? Are you talking like...
Sweet baby rays!
Or what's that English stuff that you really... HP sauce.
HP or A1. Yeah. I actually... So they have...
I don't really like HP sauce.
It's like whatever they put in Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah. That's a main ingredient in it.
Oh, it's so good.
British brown sauce.
Oh, the British brown sauce? I think it's actually made out of people. What is this? On bacon? On bread?
This
is a sociopath
some rashers,
meal.
Isn't it? There's some bacon rashers, which is probably like technically Canadian bacon.
I actually think,
as we call it,
in order to properly set things straight, we're gonna have to take out Cromer Norfolk.
You've never heard of HP sauce? This is so in Canada, for the most part, if you go to a restaurant and you order a steak, there will be HP sauce.
But in America, they might...
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is England as well.
No, sauce in the U.S.
HP sauce is nasty. So there's A1.
It's so tangy.
Oh.
It's just tang. It's too much tang.
I like that tang. We put A1 on everything. See?
Much tang.
So A1 is very much like HP. I don't know specifically the differences.
They're not that different.
This one says it's... What? Not hot sauce.
Oh,
maybe this one is, but... It's actually funny. So... I mean, kind of a weird segue. Into another story about things that we might have that you don't have. Pizza Hut.
They have Pizza Hut.
Yeah, they got Pizza Hut. But do they have these amazing Pizza Hut?
I mean, our healthcare system's falling apart, so
yeah,
it's arguable at this point in time.
Had to use a different browser. Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Did you guys have these cups at...
I only remember the brown ones.
So people are freaking out because apparently they realized that when either through the company's website or when a Pizza Hut is closing down, you can buy these... I don't even know how to describe
plastic
them.
Cups?
Yeah, they're...
Clear plastic cup. They're a nice hardy plastic.
Oh. Is it because of ad blocking?
Because I know they're trying to make
it I use Chrome.
Super illegal to
Well, they're apparently treading on some legal territory. But yeah, I just thought these cups are fantastic. They're lodged in my memory banks. And
there's some core childhood memories around those cups.
Yeah.
Cambro colorware tumblers.
The first thing I wanted to talk about is the fucking place that makes the cups has its own TikTok.
Cambro.
So
The colorware tumblers date back to the early 80s.
this
The
guy
ruby
works
red
for the
color
company.
Could not be missed. They were in many, many restaurants. They're made of a SAN plastic, which is very durable and very, very hard to break.
Which I did look up. It was to replace polystyrene, and it was BPA free. So basically, we went from like plastic cups that didn't poison people to plastic cups that poison people.
Sounds about right.
The material is also a little bit
Pebbled
more
ice
insulated
colorware
than typical plastic tumblers, which make that cold drink just a little bit colder.
Huh? How?
Colorware tumblers enjoyed by the sideburns
Can you
and
go back?
mustache
'Cause
era,
you...
I can't.
all
I'm
the way
sorry.
up
I'll
to
have
the
to
Justin
replay
Bieber
it.
lookalike era. And of course, they're made in the USA.
Oh, really? I didn't know they were U.S.
What kind of plastic is this made out of?
Ah, good old Cambro colorware tumbler. The colorware tumblers date back to the early 80s. The ruby red color could not be missed. They were in many, many restaurants. They're made of a SAN plastic.
Ours were
which is
definitely
very
brown.
durable,
Yeah.
very, very hard to break.
This.
The material is also a little bit more insulated than typical plastic tumblers, which make that cold drink just a little bit colder.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like earth shattering or anything, but there's just certain things that, you know, you think that they're exceedingly normal, but they aren't. Like the China cups that everyone's grandmas had where we are. You know what I mean? Was it Onita or Olita?
Onita made silverware.
I'll just put grandma's.
You're thinking probably like, you know, I think I know.
Oh, those like, yeah, it was that.
It was like kind of a
not the opaque
tan,
plastic. But
it was a white cup with like a tan flower pattern rim.
I don't want grandma approved recipes. Get that crap out of my face. We talking about fucking Pizza Hut cups? Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna buy Pizza Hut cups. Oh, not dishes. Plastic furniture covers. Plastic.
The Pizza Hut cups had a different texture. Yeah, they were kind of like bumpy. But ours were
What would they
brown.
be? Dishware?
Yeah.
That wavy texture. How are you doing, Trizzle? I just want to see that brown and yellow and diarrhea green color.
Maybe look up like 1980s plastic.
Was it 80s? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would think so.
80s plastic kitchen stuff. No, 80s plastic kitchen. Oh, children's.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is this? No, that's kid stuff.
Are you thinking of like casserole dishes or are you thinking of cups?
Well, they had those lids with like the waves on them. I just don't know what it would be called. It's like a bowl with a lid.
Like Tupperware?
Yeah, like this shit.
You're thinking of Tupperware.
Is that what this stuff
That
is?
stuff's Tupperware.
Who the hell is going to this Facebook page? God damn it.
Sweetheart, you're thinking of Tupperware.
These bad boys.
Yeah,
it
you're
even says right there, these bad boys. When you were at your grandma's and you saw these bad boys, you knew Kool-Aid and leftovers were going to be on point. Shaka, brah. Hey, silly. Honestly, there must be something to this plastic that it didn't break or bend or mold or anything.
Yeah, Tupperware was good shit back in the day.
I'm doing very well. So raining today, so no work. Hey, you know what? We all enjoy a little rain day. We're more apt for snow days. But
it was weird weather yesterday. It rained in the morning and it was really icy, and then it snowed a little bit, like a skiff of snow mid-afternoon, and then it was nice.
oh man, they
My
had
grandma
those
had
too.
those. They can't see it.
Yeah, these
but-
I'm trying to make a bigger or find a bigger image of it because, you know, My mom used to collect Tupperware. Honestly, she's a genius, Plum. Freaking genius. These salt and pepper shakers.
My grandma had those. And also the popsicle makers, my aunt had those.
Yeah, freaking popsicle makers. You guys staying warm? Yeah, it was a little colder this morning, -8. I think we're getting into the
We've gotten way off track. Close
yeah.
that tab.
Love you, Louie. Take care, Louie Anderson. Great host.
Fuck Facebook.
Best host of Family Feud, Louie Anderson.
Facebook is the home of the deprived,
Louie Anderson.
and I say that as a user of it.
My wife collects Tupperware that I find for her, but I sell the good ones. Well, we have this like, you know those fry tops you can buy to plug in, like those that one that we have that has oil in it that your mom.
Oh, we gave it back to my mom.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
But either way, you know those you can buy it. It's just like a flat top
Yeah.
for cooking that you plug in. Well, the one Krissy's mom had was from.
We had it for a brief period of time, and we gave it back to my mom because she really wanted it to make niyishkuka.
But it was.
It has oil inside.
Stainless steel.
Yeah.
Hollow inside, full of oil. And the oil heats up
Yeah.
instead of now it would be like an electric coil.
That
right?
thing is like from the fucking 70s, from my grandma and grandpa's farm. It has done well. It is not a new piece of kitchen, and we will re-inherit it from my mom at some point.
And it'll still fucking
Yeah,
work.
exactly.
This yeah, exactly. It worked great and it held
Yeah.
temperature very well.
Yeah, it holds temperature great.
I was surprised. I mean, it did make me a little nervous. Like if oil leaked out,
Yeah.
it might
There are elements about it that are like, high stakes, but that makes it more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes good things cost extra money. Sometimes the extra money you pay is just so you can kick yourself in the face the next morning. I admit Krissy hasn't seen this. I just couldn't. I just don't get it. This is $1,000 cotton candy shrimp dish. It does say, "Is it real?" There's no. I have my doubts.
Fuck.
How is it
Did they charge
$1,000?
so much to pour liquid, who knows what the fuck, over 3 pieces of shrimp? They fucking played, you guys. They played.
There's no way that's $1,000.
I mean, oh yeah,
Oh, 15. Yeah.
$18.
So where's the $1,000 come from?
I don't know. That was just the title of it. So
Well, then how's that?
apparently, Dexerto.
You really need to read the whole article before putting these things online and making me think that that's $1,000 shrimp meal.
Well,
Because why the
I got
fuck did they
played.
charge so
Wait, what's
much
that,
to
Joe Rogan?
pour
Why would it lie?
liquid, who knows what the fuck, over 3 pieces of shrimp? They fucking played, you guys. They played.
Okay, scroll down. One view. I need to read the whole article. I need to read. Scroll up a little bit. One viewer was outraged. $1,000 for them to clean out their fridge and serve it to me. Another said I would have asked them for a refund immediately. Okay, scroll down. However, some are suspicious of the hefty price tag assigned to the dish. Is this real or a skit? How much was it? $15? Another viewer claims that she knows a restaurant which sells the cotton candy shrimp dish. It's $18 and described as crispy fried coconut breaded shrimp served over sour pineapple, mango, cotton candy, and sour sop. It was a jokey joke. Okay.
It sounds fucking awful. Okay, so I got jokey joke.
It's jokey joke. Aren't you so glad that I'm here to be like,
yeah. Thank you for
just like shitting on your parade?
No, I just seen the meal and my first thoughts is who the fuck would eat that, let alone if it was $1,000. Like, how would you pay $1,000 to eat simulated cat poop?
It's funny, he was so angry about this. I've seen this thing floating around the internet for like well over a decade.
This is the grossest thing
I
have ever seen.
It is gross, but I have seen this for such a long time. I am completely desensitized to it. Like I said, well over a decade, people have been doing this on the internet, being like, look at this funny cake that I made.
Yeah, right? So, I mean, look at it. She's blending up Oreos, right? I mean, so it kind of looks like cat litter. This part, I fucking hate it. Tootsie Roll turds? Ah! And then, 2 perfectly good sheet cakes? That doesn't really matter. We're
Dump
just...
them in a brand new clean cat litter dish.
Oh, yeah. That is a cat pan. A litter pan. Look at this, bro! I mean, okay, the frosting brings it back. Oh, no. Cinnamon? Oh, no! You're sick! You're sick and I hate it. Is there music?
Oh my god, this is actually looking a little too real.
Look at that cat's face. Yeah. I can't. Look at Jinjee. He's like, what are you laughing at? Someone eating cat turds?
Yeah, like I said, this has been made for like a very long time.
No. Honestly, what the 2 things that really kind of fucked me up looking at that is the Tootsie Roll turds and the she made like the piss patties.
Piss pats?
The icing piss patties. Oh my god. Yeah, Silly Hat Man couldn't do it, and he literally eats pig brains every year. Oh, I tagged you on Discord, Silly. Violetta posted a picture of their little pig roast they were doing.
It looked good.
Also, Plum, I'm not sure if you're a Discord fan, but if you'd like a link, let me know. I don't believe this one works properly. I don't know why, but yeah, freaking, I just couldn't believe it. There's one cake that I had seen, someone sent me a picture of it where it looked like it was 2 Barbies, unclothed, fighting on top of a chocolate cake. And it said, this is the last time I was invited to, or last time I was told to make the cake. And it's supposed to be like a poop fight. I don't know. You know. I'm at work, so I'll save the link. Oh yeah, no worries. And if it doesn't work, we could get you another one. So I didn't, and if you don't want to, absolutely feel free not to. It was just something that popped into my brain.
Into your front.
I mean, just to kind of, we'll just get the simulated bodily functions out of the way here. And if you're in Iowa, you already know this. You don't even need me to tell you. It was at a Trump rally. It's Trump rally in Iowa. He had to make sure that they knew he don't like the pee-pee.
He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling, I love you very much? It's not true.
It's not true.
Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that,
It's like, no, he definitely had sex with hookers, but he didn't do golden showers.
He even says it.
He's not into golden showers, as they say they call that. He's not. I don't like that idea. No, I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said, no.
That is the ex-president of the United States of America having to justify on the campaign trail why he not like a pee-pee.
I don't understand how how can people want to vote for this man? I don't know. How is he the front runner of the Republican
how
vote?
is it that he doesn't show up to a single debate? He's in and out of court every single day.
He should be in jail.
And yet not another person comes close to touching his numbers.
Yeah.
I don't get it. The only thing I can understand is news agencies, you name it, anything that relies on current day like something that happened yesterday to be today's entertainment, they all want Trump back. Saturday Night Live wants Trump back. News organizations want Trump back because it's like printing money.
He's apparently charismatic. So, have we not learned, though, from the past that charismatic leaders maybe aren't that great? Like, think of other charismatic leaders. Other people, they're like, oh, he was so charismatic. Like,
Yeah,
Hitler.
he makes good clicks, right?
Or
Yeah. And like,
Hitler was also very charismatic.
I honestly could. It's because Biden is so uncharismatic. Here's actually my thought. Because of the age of the two of them, like, I can barely stream for like an hour and make it through the rest of the day without needing a nap and pain meds and stuff. These fucking guys are like 80 and they're in court
They're
and
all high
campaign
on, like,
trails.
Legal meth, Evan. They're
They're
all given fucking methamphetamines to help them get through the day.
They
That's
have
why.
to be. It's the if they were a young person, like Justin Trudeau, bobbing around all over the place, sure. He's like 40, 50.
He's, yeah, 50.
These people should almost be wearing adult diapers.
You would be like the same age as Matthew Perry.
A robot? A
He
machine
was like
taking
54,
orders?
wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they went to school together.
Yeah, he like Matthew Perry bullied him on the playground.
Let's both of them fuck right off and make 60 top 8. Like, we've talked about this before.
Basically, if you're a pensioner, you shouldn't be able to lead a country.
Well, it's one of the things that hasn't kept up with, changes. Because, say, in 1910, a 70-year-old man might know something that a 20-year-old is going through, work-wise. A 80-year-old man, woman, whatever, knows absolutely nothing about how a child is going to grow up now. Mm-hmm. Because in 10 years, we don't even know what's going to happen. OpenAI, ChatGPT, is fucking firing their founders and executives, and then Microsoft is scooping them up, and then they're going, oh, just kidding, we want them back because they had disagreements on prioritizing the safeness of AI and the lucrativity of it.
Trizzle says we should choose to be ageist when it matters. Absolutely. Like, what was that one lady that she has recently died, but she was like in the House of Representatives, and she like was fucking decrepit in a wheelchair.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Not Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but I can't remember her name, but she did just recently pass away. But it's like, why does this woman hold so much power when she's like, Feinstein. Yeah. She was like,
well, yeah. All the Supreme Court judges, most of them are fucked.
Like, she was a zombie.
Look at that Clancy dude. Him and his wife are taking collusion payments from everyone in the fucking country.
Yeah, she was like 4 billion years old. She was a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, it goes to show that just like animals, humans also live longer in captivity.
Like, you should be able to, like, mild aptitude test, which mean, like, you should be able to form a coherent sentence, not gap out in the middle of delivering a fucking speech. Like, what's that dude that had a full-on fucking Mitch McConnell? Like, when he, like, just gapped out. Like, he had a stroke in the middle. Like, he should not be able to be in a position of power. He is not mentally or physically capable.
Kentucky is the best?
Yeah, McConnell.
Oh, God.
Mitch McConnell's the fucking worst.
On the H3 podcast, when they show those, and he stops, they start playing, like, the death toll, like the bell, bong, like he's seeing death in the back of the room, and he's like, it's time to go, Mitch. It's freaking unhinged.
Yeah.
And the reason I said unhinged is because we actually seen this article somewhere else, but it...
Oh, yeah, it came up in
Krissy
my...
found it.
CBC. I have the CBC app, so I get CBC News.
A lot. I just kind of... this site that Dexerto has a lot of, like, news that is in Israel and Palestine, like, just kind of, like, not weird shit, but kind of weird shit. This is a $900 rental listing in Tirana.
I was in Tirana.
For $900, and you have to share the room and the bed.
Can't even just sleep on the floor. Be like, bro, I'll bring like a cot.
Who's a what? What'd you say? So apparently, like Tirana, much like Vancouver and Ottawa and blah, 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 they have like their housing market prices are ridiculous, right? So a lot of people are floundering to find affordable rent and affordable living. And so this person posted it out there. The where was that? That's just someone talking about the TikTok. There was a part, I guess it was in the article that you had found. Basically, they had said like, "Oh, I've done this in the past." Oh yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, when you pause it, you can't see it. Looking for an easygoing female to share the master bedroom and one queen-sized bed. I have been previously sharing the bedroom, which only has one queen size, with a roommate, and it worked out perfectly. How could that possibly happen?
Yeah, it's weird. Sorry, Trizzle said on 165 there's a giant Ditch Mitch billboard.
Ditch Mitch in the I-65.
Yeah, I don't.
His blank turtle face.
Like, cause.
It's like teachers with tenure. How do you get rid of these fuck faces?
Yeah, it's so like I understand rent is completely unreasonable in Toronto. It goes to show how far people are willing to go to stay in the city. It is very unreasonable and kind of weird that they have to share the bed. Like, you can't even say if you want to bring your own cot, that's fine. Like, I wouldn't want to share a bed.
Cot. Yeah, even then, though, $900 to sleep in someone else's room.
No, that's way too much fucking money. Especially, like, it depends also, like, what kind of, like, company they're renting from. In a way, they're, like, subletting part of their place, which, like, might be a no-go with your, rental company or whatever. Especially if you just have, like, a person sleeping in your room to... yeah, that's a fucked up situation. Like, cause it's not a legal renting situation. If you got that person put on, like, would they even bother to get that person put on the lease? Cause I would be insistent that I would be put on the lease.
Probably isn't one. It's probably like a false sublet situation.
Like, there's a lot of, like, obviously there's so many red flags in that situation that I can't even begin. Like, I immediately go to, like, perspective of somebody who worked in a rental, and I'm just like, God, this is such a fucking...
Well, yeah, absolutely, that would be a nightmare. It's almost like it started with renting a house, and then renting half a house, and then renting a room.
Yeah.
And next it's going to be that, like in Saskatoon or Edmonton or something, or Toronto, you can put tents on your front lawn and call it an urban campground.
Well, I should have shown it to you. I saw this article the other day. I can't remember. It's somewhere out east in Canada, and they've started this housing project for homeless people. And they've basically, it looks like a huge parking lot full of
tiny
8x12 camper.
Yeah, that was 1 million. One guy, I think.
But it's also just like, and like, well, I think it's absolutely great, especially as somebody who lives in a tiny house. It's also like weirdly fucking dystopian that this is what needs to be done so that people can afford like any sort of fucking housing.
Yeah, I think this is out east.
Like, we're living in a tiny house because we chose to do it. Like, I saved up money and walked away from like a decent paying job so I could like fucking donate half my shit to Value Village and live in a tiny house. And like, so like, we have very different reasons why we're doing it versus like people who are like legitimately homeless and can't. And it just really makes me upset that like people, you shouldn't have to live like that.
No. And like, so these guys I would watch some stuff about it, how they build it. They can literally slap like 3 together in a day, because they do. One group builds the floor, another group builds the roof, another group builds the walls, and then they all come together with a crane. Bop, bop, bop. Framing is done in like fucking 15 minutes. And it's this one particular person, Marcel Lebrun, in Fredericton out in New Brunswick, has built, I think there's 99 of them. Yeah, builds 99 tiny homes in this area. And apparently the government worked with him decently because, you know, there's a lot of infrastructure and all this other stuff. And then it comes down to property taxes and all that bullshit. So I think they kind of were assistive, at least a little bit, in, you know, not making it a project that wouldn't pan out for anybody. And
I mean, like, I think it's great, but I also, like, it pisses me off because people shouldn't have to live like that. You know?
Absolutely.
Like, we've created such a dystopian society that, like, that is the only way that, like, people can't afford to survive.
Shotgun apartment, which I was happy with. Same apartment as 700.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment in a town called Assiniboia that has like 2,000 people, and it cost me $1,100 a month. Fucking crazy.
Rent is way too expensive.
It's spelled ass in a boya.
And it's so funny because, yeah, like, landlords act like, oh, we work so hard, and like it's literally passive income. And especially, like, if you work for rental companies, the people who own the company, they don't do fucking dick all. It's the people who, like, run the site that are, like, stressed out till the max.
The two landscapers doing everything.
And the owners just do nothing. They just decide, oh, we're going to completely change up how everything fucking works to stress out the employees. Meanwhile, like, their wives are deciding, like, every 2 weeks, like, oh, we should change up employees, like, uniforms, make them wear this. And it's, like, the itchiest fucking shit piece of fabric cloth. Like, oh, I'm speaking from experience. I legit got fucking rashes from the shit uniforms they made us wear, to the point where, like, I sent them pictures of my, like, rash burnt underarms, and I was like, I can't fucking wear this crap. And so then I got special permission to, like, not have to wear, like, the stupid fucking uniforms. It was just, people who have too much money running companies don't know. They make me very angry.
Well, it's like
I'm so radicalized against
idiocy.
Like rich high top company owners that, like, don't do shit.
This I mean, it's the problem is that we may have actually found some kind of an equilibrium, and then in the effort of profits and more profits, we took things that worked and we found ways to whittle them down.
And take away things from the customers that were just nice things that were done.
Well, yeah. And, like, now, like, I was reading a story about a guy who got a lifetime gift card to Starbucks simply because a new barista was working and it was really busy, and his order got fucked up a bunch of times, and he was just like, that's absolutely fine, you know, take your time.
He was a nice guy about it.
And I guess an executive was watching, and he walked out and gave him this, like, fucking Willy Wonka golden Starbucks card, simply for being a person with empathy. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've said this from the beginning. Everybody is like, oh, robots might be way better at helping people. And hopefully they are, because we don't deserve human beings to serve us anymore, because we don't treat them like that.
Having worked customer service, people don't deserve customer service workers.
Yeah, like, we're not...
A robot? A machine taking orders?
We're not robots. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, it's very interesting. How...
At some point, you just become a face that, like, people can yell at, and it's highly traumatizing.
You know what? Sometimes you just gotta know that regardless of which way you look, chaos is around the corner.
Yeah.
And this is evidence of such. McDonald's Pizza Pops in Italy? What are we talking about?
At least they started in Italy.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about this. Would you grab pizza pockets from McDonald's if they were on the menu?
Well, McDonald's used to make little personal pan pizzas apparently back in the day.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember it whatsoever. Every one of, like, my childhood friends seems to, I think I come from a parallel fucking dimension.
You may have changed.
Where there was, like, no McDonald's pizzas, because I do not remember McDonald's
it totally
pizza
exists
whatsoever.
What?
I don't know. It was not part of my existence.
This says that it came back in May.
I don't know.
The McPizza.
I do not remember the McDonald's personal pan pizza.
I definitely do.
I do not.
Because as a child, you know, it's kind of one of those easy things to get. I'm surprised they don't actually do pizza anymore, because from what I understand, pizza is a money printing thing, right? Like, if you're giving pizza to children, you don't have to make it very good.
Like, I actually had a friend that worked at McDonald's in high school, And they said even then, like, they still technically had the
not touching a
machine
McPizza.
to make the McDonald's pizza in the McDonald's restaurant. It just never got used.
Like the ice cream thing.
Yeah.
That's always broken.
So, like, it was a thing. I do not remember it. You talk about it. I don't remember this McDonald's pizza whatsoever. Like I said, I am convinced I've come from a fucking parallel dimension. Not really. This is jokes. I'm not completely serious about this. But I think I must have come from a parallel dimension where my dimension did not have McDonald's pizza. Because I don't remember this shit whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
And we went to the same McDonald's.
apparently I was reading something different when I first seen this, and apparently the States doesn't have McDonald's monopoly.
Does it have anything to do with the big scandal that went along with it?
Oh, where people were
It was rigged.
Yeah. The restaurants they were rigging it, wasn't it?
It was, well, no, it was higher up officials that were buying the pieces and then giving them to family members or some shit like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Something like that.
Yeah.
McDonald's monopoly. Yeah, they don't have it.
Oh.
I was reading it and I was like, oh, really? So
Yeah, this is a
once a
huge thing.
year. Oh, it was a thing. Yeah, we you get like the pieces are peel off of the fries and the drink and the burger box or whatever, and you get a monopoly board, and if you get certain things you win certain things. Just like, so we also have Tim Hortons roll up the rim.
But I feel like they've kind of changed it.
Probably.
Yeah.
So what it was is after you finish drinking, if you were smart, after you finish drinking, you would roll up the rim of the cup and it would tell you if you won a prize or a coffee or
Normally
donut.
you get a free coffee or a muffin
It's
or
fucking
a donut.
horse shit. They tell you 1 in every 4 cups is a winner. And you would go there with like 6 people and nobody would win. You're like, this is ridiculous. They just stole stacks and stacks of fry things. Absolutely. It's like people...
Oh, the roll up the rim is now on the app? That's such bullshit.
Horseshit.
It's like you can't buy pop anymore, and like the lid of the
you
used
win
to-
a pop.
Yeah, they got rid of that. It was on like that little plastic lining. It would say like you want a free pop, and then you would take them to the plastic lining of your lid, and you'd exchange it plus 10 cents for deposit, and get yourself a free pop.
I mean, times are hard. They need to bring that back.
Yeah, but the reason why they changed it is because it's all online now, so people don't bother to enter it, and they save shitloads of money. But because of that, I actually... Oh, Chombo's here.
Chombo!
I knew a lady, her grandma would always go enter these contests online, and she won just like tons of swag shit because like nobody else would enter them. So like she had like Dr. Pepper shirts and like just a ton of random swag shit. She would always go enter these online contests.
I did know somebody who did. Jinjee. That is a freaking Carl.
That's Carl.
Let's make sure Carl gets some food.
Yeah, we'll bring him a big...
So, Plum, I'm not sure if you've ever seen Carl. Carl is our stray cat. We literally do
He's our sweet boy.
everything on the planet possible for him.
So it's also, we've developed a nightly ritual with him now where after he's done his supper, he leads us over to like, there's some trailers over there, and he like leads us over there. He like...
This is Carl's delicious meal of Jinjee's uneaten wet with a accoutrement of temptations.
He'll walk ahead a little bit and then like stop and meow and then like come towards us to get pets and like floop and then like go ahead a little bit. So he's like legitimately leading us towards like these trailers, which he then just likes to kind of hang out and see how excited he is. It just makes me so happy. He's such a sweet boy. He's the sweetest little boy. Aww. Like, he's just become the biggest suck since he decided that he likes us, or that he likes pets. He is so cute. Oh, we also, there's been a minor update in knowing Carl's legacy. So, our neighbor down the way, we went into town the other day, and on our way back, he was like, hanging out in our neighbor's yard underneath a tree. And so we were like, this fucker Carl, like, we know that he sleeps in his shed. I wonder if, like, he feeds Carl and also gives Carl love. So we're like, okay, well, next time we run into our neighbor, we'll ask him, like, hey, do you know this orange cat? Do you ever feed this orange cat? And so we ran into him the other day, and we're like, oh, do you know this orange cat? And he's like, oh, yeah, I've seen him around. And so then we're telling him, like, how, like, we've started to be able to pet him and stuff. And he said that, like, so there's a farm down the way, and there used to be a bunch of cats in the house.
Yeah.
And they'd gone to try to trap them all, but 2 escaped that they were never able to capture. And one is Carl, and then one is this other, like, black cat that Evan has seen once. I've never seen it. I think our neighbors have seen it once. It's a very elusive black cat. I don't even know if it's still around. But Carl and this other cat managed to escape, were never caught, and subsequently Carl has become our cat. And, yeah, he's very sweet. He's very, very sweet. We love him so much.
And he lets us pet him now?
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a good chance that he is the product of incest from this farm down the way.
That's why we think his eyes are closed.
Yeah. A little bit cross-eyed.
He's an escaper.
Yeah.
Just gonna have some.
But he is the sweetest boy. And he also has, like, the biggest pair of Cheeto balls I've ever seen on a cat.
Have you ever
Good
seen
Lord.
kitty cat donkey balls? Do we have a... Can we have too many cats? Is that a thing?
I don't think so. Sexual kitty, that's definitely a Reddit story.
Oh.
I mean, he's more than likely the product of incest. Would not be surprised.
Yeah. All kitties. This is how Jinjee and Carl hang out.
Yeah.
Hi, Carl. I'll put Jinjee on this side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're hanging out. Look at those guys. Carl, he's such a sweet boy.
Kitty cat time.
Hi, Carl. I'm Jinjee. What are you doing? You eat my food? Jinjee smells when he gets, like, jealous. He gets jealous.
Jinjee's a jealous little boy. He's like an only child, so... I do like, though, how cats are so idiosyncratic. Like, they're very different from one another. Like, there's obviously, like, overlapping cat traits that all cats kind of do, but, like, one cat is very different from another cat.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you know, and
They're
I'm so sorry, unlike dogs.
Yeah, some dogs can be have personalities,
Yeah.
but some dogs are dogs. Some cats are cats, though, you know. Look at these freaking jombos.
But that's also my bias. Def not an only child no more. Yeah. He likes to think that he is, though.
Yeah, he does.
King of the castle.
King of the turds. Here, let me add.
We look at some memes today.
Oh, yeah, we do have a couple memes.
Mhm.
But let's put Carl in here, too. So we can... Sorry, Jinjee, you're losing the primary... Jinjee.
I don't know.
Sorry.
So much cat activity.
I love every single cat.
I just want to hug all of them, but I can't hug every cat.
We'll go like that. Yeah. Now we have all the jombos. This was actually just similar to what Carl's eating. I'm just kidding. Guess who's late again? I'm thinking that it must be Violetta, but don't worry, we know that your tractor doesn't move very fast.
Better late than never.
That's Violetta's tractor. So yeah, this is a person. A woman was vows. Oh, wows with dollar store.
Yeah.
I thought she vowed to make a dollar store Thanksgiving. But yeah, spent $20 on a Thanksgiving meal. So we're not shitting on anybody's stuff. I have a very baloney palate, so I've never tried Spam, but I think I would. I've just never.
Depending how it's, I think it would be really good, sliced thin, fried in a pan with some sort of like vinegary sweet sauce served on top of rice and some green onion.
Yeah. This is. She picked out instant mashed potatoes. That's just what.
Ingredients from Dollar Tree. Some of you may have seen my Dollar Tree Thanksgiving dinner from last year, which was
I
about
do
50%
have to ask
good.
though.
Oh yeah, that was one of our questions.
Is it cheaper? I don't think it's cheaper to buy instant mashed potatoes versus just a bag of potatoes.
Yeah, I guess it would, or a potato. You said sperm? Oh, Spam. Egg, rice, and teriyaki sauce on Spam. So, like, I know an Abby Art Fox, she's from Hawaii, and it's a big part of their culture, their food.
Egg, rice, and teriyaki sauce on the sperm is fucking good.
Sorry, Spam musubi. Yeah, I know it's used in a lot of stuff. I'm sure it's not that bad. It's just very salty.
I don't think I've ever actually had Spam.
Almost finished my Christmas vest. Ooh, yeah. Put her in Discord.
Thanksgiving essentials.
Spam is
Luckily, I was able
so
to grab some instant mashed potatoes and the ingredients to make green bean casserole.
crispy onions.
Although I wanted to get the frozen green beans because that would have saved me a
Our
buck,
dollar
but
stores
they didn't
don't have
any
frozen
Yeah,
sections.
we don't
sweet
have.
beans instead. The store
And
was
also things are
out
way
of
more than
stuffing, and I was
$1.25.
thinking back
This
to
is like a
last year
whole
with these
grocery
things
store.
and
Yeah.
I had a lot of suggestions to try to make stuffing out of croutons, so for that I would need margarine and chicken broth. I also grabbed a box of macaroni and cheese and some milk.
Some of this is brand name, too.
Our dollar store does not
pies,
sell
they only had chocolate pudding in
craft.
stock,
Like we
which
call it KD here in Canada for craft dinner.
KD, brah.
You can only get like off-brand KD at the dollar stores, and they taste fucking weird, bruh.
We have 4 boxes of KD, as a good Canadian will.
Do you want to show them a box of KD?
Craft dinner is like one of Canada's claims to fame is that we consume more macaroni and cheese than anyone else in the world.
It's true.
Don't know why specifically.
KD's pretty good. I mean, it's a nice, easy,
Why is this
cheesy
one
meal.
open?
Because there was that time I wanted a box and a half for us to share. I was more hungry than only half a box. I wanted 3/4 of a box.
A lot of you might just be familiar with the sound of it, which is wop wop wop. I'm just kidding.
That's a Canadian
This
stuff.
is the KD original.
Because we live in the middle of nowhere, Trizzle, there's not really a Dollar General by us. Actually, I would say
a dollar store now, but it has the aisles are literally shoulder width apart. I have no idea how it is not a violation of fire code.
I would actually maybe argue that we do live in a bit of a food desert, given how expensive food is. Literally,
a bag of apples is $10.
The other day we went grocery shopping. There was no sugar in town.
Yeah.
I wanted to get some sugar, like white granulated sugar, because we're running low. There was like 4 bags of the berry extracted white granulated sugar that was like 4 times more expensive than like the other types of granulated sugar. And I like what the fuck? Both at the Red Apple and at the Co-op, there was no fucking granulated white sugar. What's with that?
I told you we're gonna have to go harvest some sugar beets
Apparently.
somewhere. We'll go get some of our neighbor's old corn stalks and boil them down. But yeah, it's I mean, I guess we could go that way to get stuff, but
Yeah,
they
I
have
guess
like
we
a
could.
small, like they're like a couple hundred people.
And they're way overpriced.
Yeah.
I guess we could drive into the big town.
Yeah.
That's like an hour away.
Pie crust too? Did the sound? I don't know why this video is continually pausing. Biscuit slices and ham trimmings. So the one
What's a biscuit slice?
gravy here, I'm gonna refresh this. I don't know why it's loading so slowly.
Biscuit slices. What is that?
And what's a ham trimming? What is it trimmed off of? The pizzle?
It would just be kind of like trimmings of like
Pizzle trim?
when they're cleaning up the meat and to make it like a nice cut.
I don't know why it's so.
See you later, Nate.
Nate, you take care. You feed them freaking doggos just like you'd feed a Carl.
Ham trimmings would be good for like if you're doing a stir fry or something.
Yeah, like we have sliced beef.
Yeah. Like I make I usually pick us out the cheapest cuts of meat from the store because I'm cheap and stuff is expensive. So we eat a lot of like really cheap cuts of pork or really cheap cuts of beef, and we eat a lot of stir fries. Or tonight I'm going to be making a shepherd's pie or soups. It's just about stretching that those cheap small cuts of meat
I'm not sure
as
why this
long
keeps
as
pausing.
big as you can.
Probably a bacon alternative, yeah. I will check that in a sec, Violetta. So I'll just kind of read what she ends up doing. Basically, she grabbed all that shit that, like I said, we do not really have. And then...
That looks pretty good.
That's what she made, right? It's craft dinner, like a green bean casserole. Oh, right here it is. This is the actual meal. Though she could have used canned chunked chicken with gravy, the woman chose frozen ham slices. She then soaked the ham in water to get rid of the excess salt, cooked it in butter, and finished it with turkey gravy. The woman also made a no-bake chocolate cheesecake by using cream cheese, chocolate pudding, and graham cracker crust. But, I mean, it looks fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've eaten...
Oh yeah, my mom's made pies like that. Those are good.
The thing is like Silly Hat Man was saying how a problem is that it's not like...
Oh, it's not healthy.
Yeah, like it's the only reason a lot of them are there is because they can be on shelves without refrigeration.
Well, and it's all highly processed. And like, so once again, I do have to bring up the mashed potatoes.
Oh, Carl's gone.
Yeah, he just wandered off. For the amount of serving that you get for what you pay for a small bag of instant mashed potatoes, would it not be more cost effective to just go buy like a 10-pound bag of potatoes? Like, it might cost a little more up front, but you'll get more out of it, and it's also healthier because it's not like a processed dried potato.
Yeah, Silly Hat Man.
Yeah, they open up in remote areas to give the local people only one option to buy shitty food.
We actually only have... Oh, we have 2 options for shitty food.
Yeah. Well, no, we can... 3. You can get snacks at the dollar store.
Oh, yeah.
Like candy and shit. It's convenience for some, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is yeah, you're there getting other shit, and you're like, oh, hey, this might not be bad.
And also the infrastructure of a lot of cities nowadays doesn't really allow for people to have, like, gardens in their house. Or, like, you do have... Like, I just think of... in Saskatchewan this year, there was a lady who tried to have a pollinator garden in her front yard, and she kept getting fined by the city because the plants were too tall. So, like, when you create situations that are food deserts and you limit people's ability to grow food for whatever reason, I don't know. It's...
Yeah, that's actually the biggest thing is that like when the solution for everyone is to live upwards in like apartment condo style stuff, you lose the ability to do anything for yourself. You're 100% reliant on.
When did Philip get here?
He just got here. Billy, fill up these nuts. Hello. Good to see ya.
Phil, I cut my hair on the weekend. Just so you know, because you normally comment on my hair.
Look at this
Evan
sweater
maintained my undercut for me. Thank you so much. Nice, beautiful, deep.
I didn't hear those actually.
Deep undercut. And then
I don't think those made a sound. Yeah. It looks lovely.
Thank you.
I didn't shave mine. I should. I will.
You helped me though.
Look
I
at
appreciate
this
it.
sweater that Violetta
is that her vest?
making for Christmas.
That is awesome.
See my vest. See
Violetta
my vest.
makes the best sweaters. She sent one like right before Christmas time, and it had like skulls and stuff. I'm also amazed at her ability to crochet or knit. I'm not sure if you're crocheting or knitting. The rate at which you make things.
Yeah.
It would take me probably like 2 years to make this, and then I probably wouldn't finish because halfway through I'd be like, "Fuck, this is taking me way too long," and then I would just like stop. But you're like fucking knocking out shit left, right, and center.
Yeah, she's posted a couple of things that she's whipped up in
like no time.
Yeah, whipped up in Discord there. She's freaking talented.
Yeah.
She could probably take $20 worth of food from the dollar store and make it fucking delicious. You know? She'd make it real fucking
Why would she go
good.
to the dollar store? Wouldn't she just go get a pig?
You know what? Violetta kind of...
Or like one of her bunnies.
I think Violetta's going to be like this man that I read. It's a very heartfelt story.
She crochets.
It's a very nice story, I thought. We'll just... Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll save it for... That'll be the end. We'll end on the happy story.
Okay.
Let's get rid of these. So these were just two things that I thought were... So I don't know if... Come at me, bro. We're Taylor Swift. I don't... First of all, I'm just going to say to each his own. And the other thing I will say is, what the fuck? This fervor is insane. So she had some concerts in Rio, and she had to cancel one because someone from the States traveled down to Rio, wasn't allowed to bring in a water bottle on a day that was like 50 degrees Celsius, and she fucking died. And so Taylor Swift wrote a thing from her dressing room saying, like, we're not going to go on with the show. And so then I guess, I don't know if it was the next day or a couple days after, she did have a concert in Rio. And it was 59.3 degrees Celsius, 138.7 degrees Celsius. And they were standing on a metal floor.
Like in tarmac, probably.
And this is somebody's legs from falling on the metal floor.
I don't know how you perform in that either.
2nd degree burns from the metal flooring. Like, look at this shit.
Yeah.
I guess the Brazilian government is like, what the fuck? Why isn't there no water? Why are you not allowing the people to bring their own water? Yeah, look at these people. They just got all for what? To shake it off? I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people do a lot of things for concerts. Well, even her fucking boyfriend, Chipotle's, is changing shit up because he tweeted about something like 6 years ago. It's just weird. If someone could please explain it to me.
It's the cult of celebrity.
And I know that it's existed in the past, you know, Elvis, the Beatles, that kind of shit, but like, she might as well just run for the president of the UN at this point. You know what I mean? I think the world would elect her. I think she'd win. Like her and The Rock. Actually, The Rock said on Joe Rogan he would never run for president because he has been approached to run for president, and he said if they're approaching me, it means shit's really fucked up.
I did see it, but I'm sorry I wasn't able to comment.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I talked too much. I talk too much. We get paid.
Thank you. I do understand.
Yeah, Mr. Levity, it'd be, I mean...
I was just excited because I cut it.
She's the queen of capitalism, right? Like, when do you feel... It's 60 degrees Celsius, give those people their money back and give them a free iTunes download. It's the same shit. And I've been to lots of concerts. There's only like 2 I've ever been close enough to actually, like, I don't know, really take in what they look like. You know what I mean? And
concerts?
Yeah, the Black Keys. And I'm basically fucking deaf from it. Wonder why those aren't working.
I saw Bob Dylan live in university, and that was a very underwhelming experience. I was very excited for it because I loved Bob Dylan so much. Oh God, I was such a diehard Bob Dylan fan when I was in university. And then, yeah, he was coming through Lethbridge, and I was so fucking stoked. It was, like, really close to Halloween or some shit like that. And, like, half the fucking concert, you can't even see him because he's sitting at a piano behind people. And I get it. You're old, and you're tired. But I'm here to see you, not your fucking bandmates.
Come on, Mr. Tambourine Man. No beef supreme there.
It was a disappointing experience, but I still loved it because it was Bob Dylan and he was an idol of mine. So at least I can say I saw him live in theater. What is it? I saw him live.
That's my Bob Dylan voice. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man,
Philip,
play a song for me.
I kind of enjoy irritating voices sometimes when I listen to music.
How do you feel about Neil Young? That was a perfect Bob Dylan.
Like, there's this band called Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah. And
clap your hands, motherfucker.
And
clap your hands,
I can't even remember the name of the album, but it has, like, dinosaurs on it. And I'm not gonna lie, the guy's voice is, like, irritating AF, but I like it.
I'm also not sure why the only command that has worked.
Child star. That's my
Is that
impression.
how it goes?
One of the songs, yeah.
My Bob Dylan is the
Clap your hands, say yeah. I have to look up
clap
the name
your
of this.
hands, say yeah.
I have to look up the name of this
clap
album.
your hands and say yeah.
It's gonna bother me.
Neil Young has a voice that a lot of people don't really like.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like high pitched. Okay, I don't know why the last command that worked was Violetta's tractor. And now none of them work. Go like that.
Clap your hands, say yeah.
I said clap your hands, touch your cheeks. I said clap your hands and touch your cheeks, yeah. Clap your hands and touch your cheeks. There you go. I said, clap your hands, motherfucker. Clap your hands, motherfucker. Did you guys hear Robot?
I think the album might just be called Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah. Like a self-titled
clap
album.
Clap your hands and say, motherfucker.
But, the one song that's really good is called Upon This Tidal Wave of Young Blood. God, I'm such an early 2010s hipster. Oh, it makes me sick inside. Holy shit, it's Beef Supreme!
I think that one was loud. And they heard it. But, whatever. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Killing people.
Yeah.
To listen to her fucking shitty music. Because she re-recorded her album.
Yes.
Because she didn't have the rights to the music or some shit, right?
Yeah, but you're making it sound like it was a lot more nefarious.
Oh yeah,
her.
she got screwed over.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say though is she changed one of the songs to include her new boyfriend already.
Well, just a lyric when she was performing it live.
Oh, was it live?
Yeah.
Oh, still.
It was just performing it live, and she riffed on the lyric a little bit. Like it was from the song Karma. It's something like Karma is coming home to a football player on the Chiefs or something. But it was just during the live performance. Yeah, they wouldn't sell her the rights back to her records, so she went and re-recorded all of her records.
Like that's fucking weird.
Yeah, they took her masters and sold it.
Oh.
Yeah, she got fucked. She got hardcore fucked.
She's a villain. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
get it either.
I'm not a huge fan of her music either. Like I saw something the other
Like the
day
Beatles.
that said like you should just admit it, Taylor Swift is Michael Jackson level famous now. And maybe, but also my mom wouldn't be able to tell you the name of a Taylor Swift song, but she could tell you the name of a Michael Jackson song. So I don't know. Like she is pretty famous, but yeah, her music is like
It's pop country.
I'm so sorry. Like if you enjoy her music, it's just not like it doesn't do anything for me. It holds no like artistic value or interest to me. Like I don't know. Maybe when I'm fucking 70, I'll look back on it and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that song being really popular when I was young. I can kind of it's a bop, yeah."
Oh, it's a freaking bop.
But that's it.
Yeah, the only one I can specifically ever remember off the top of my head is The Rock doing Shake It Off lip syncing. That's about it on that. I think it was that show Lip Sync Battle with LL Cool J was the host.
All I really know about her is she's a cat person, and I respect that.
Yeah, like I just don't understand. Like as much as Mr. Beast gets shit on for building wells in Africa, why the fuck isn't she building wells in Africa? I mean, arguably they're put in about is coming up with a video as much artistic creation as coming up with the music?
Yeah.
I mean,
I just one thing I don't understand is like her fans' obsession with her love life.
Well, and like
it's so fucking weird.
Like the whole they're trying to turn her
She did also do Cats the musical. That's true.
What is it? Her movie, the Eras thing.
The Eras tour or Cats the musical.
They're like turning it into what do you call it? Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of like dress up, big event, go to it and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm sure movie theaters are happy because it means people are filling the seats of the movie theaters, but yeah, I know she sings about her love life constantly, but like you can sing about
cats.
It's weird. It's weird for fans to be like, "Oh, this song is about Harry Styles," because I mean, yeah, sure, it can be influenced by, but it doesn't necessarily mean that was exactly their relationship. Like I'm friends with a musician, and I know that she would take things from her life that she was inspired by and put it into music, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's like a direct storytelling of her experience in that relationship. It's dramatized to an extent because you're trying to make something that everybody can relate to, but it doesn't mean that you should sit there listening to this song being like, "This is about Jake Gyllenhaal, what a fucking piece of shit." That makes you weird in the head.
That's who she dated?
She's dated lots of people, but yes, she did date him. And there's like one song in particular that everyone's like, "Oh, the music video, this guy's representing Jake Gyllenhaal and this red-haired chick is representing her. And look at them having family supper like this was their family supper that they had at his family and this is representing this whole situation." And it's like reading way too fucking much into this shit.
Honestly, the best thing I've seen a celebrity do lately is Eminem is officially selling mom spaghetti sauce in in like grocery stores and shit. That's fucking great.
Such deep meaning and analogies in Taylor Swift music videos.
I mean, she's doing
yes, All Too Well, the 10-minute version. I saw it. It was a lot to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Was it about her? Is her music video?
Yeah, it's her music video. It's like a 10-minute
That's a long
fucking
song. I think fucking Freebird.
Yeah. The one by Michael Jackson.
How long is the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald?
Not 10 minutes, that's for sure. I think it's like probably 4.
Me and my friends were basically obsessed with the Red Hot Chili Peppers in high school, but we would have never, we were like, oh, maybe they'll come to our shithole part of the world, but we would have never went to like Slade Castle in California to see them. But apparently it was about Jake Gyllenhaal. Interesting.
But like how much of it though was like loosey-goosey dramatized interpretation of what really happened? Like maybe there's parts of it that are inspired by truth, but how much of it is also like artistic interpretation to like create a larger narrative than like what actually happened, right? Like who's that? Hassan Minhaj or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he's recently come under fire for his stand-up specials because he embellished and like lied about experiences that he had, and he's like, but these are like experiences that other Muslim people have been through, so it's and their emotional truths is what he called it. And I am by no means defending Hassan Minhaj, but I'm saying maybe in Taylor Swift's music she over amplifies things to help create the emotional truth that she wants her fans to be able to feel like, yes, me too. Because that's what makes, like, especially love songs and stuff really popular, is because it has, like, everybody goes through those emotions. People, like, most people have been in love. Most people have been in a fight with a lover. Like, you know, these are very common experiences. So that's why you write songs about them, because you know that people are going to, like, want to listen to it because they're like, I feel it too.
Yeah.
So then you play into those things and, like, dramatize them up a little bit more to make them more impactful.
Yeah, it is the way of the world at the moment.
So she does it well, and she does it to manipulate her fans. So that's what I'm saying, that you have to have like a level of awareness in media that you're like being manipulated.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I feel bad for her, kind of like people felt bad for Britney Spears when she was, you know, being the whole, like, everyone's trying to grab a piece, you know what I mean? She has handled it well. She hasn't, like, compared to a lot of other young celebrities doing fucked up weird shit. She's very straight arrow.
She also
she might be kind of boring.
Taylor Swift? Yeah. All this to say, I have no hate towards Taylor Swift.
This
is just purely analysis of Taylor Swift.
We're anti-Swift. Come at us.
We're not anti-Swift. I'm not particularly drawn to her music. I like that she likes cats. That's my opinion about her. This is just like analysis for fun.
There's a lot of very popular bands that not everybody likes. Or, you know, like for me, the one thing I tell people that, you know, males of my age or older typically makes them like, is when I go, I think Guns N' Roses is overrated. And they're like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Paradise City. Welcome to the jungle. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 songs that they play on the radio constantly. Sweet Child of Mine is the other one. And it's like, yes, they're fine. Everyone in the band, maybe not Slash, I don't know fully about Slash, but Axl Rose is a piece of shit. Their song, they had 2 fucking CDs, and yeah, Mr. Brownstone, they don't play that on the radio here, but that's actually one that I like. It's about cocaine.
Cocaine.
Cause I used to do a little, but the little wouldn't do it, so the little got more and more. I just can't keep trying to get a little better, said little better than before. Cheese, man, something like that. But I just find that they take over the radio. You know, like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, I can get why they play them all the time. They have tons of songs.
I hate that Nickelback is on the radio all the time. Oh, speaking of Nickelback, okay, so there's this one country radio station in Saskatoon, and for years they've been like occasionally playing Nickelback songs on the country radio station, to a lot of people's chagrin, because people are like, Nickelback's not country, but the guy who hosts it's like, they're country light, like they're country rock. But to prove his point, Nickelback is performing at Craven this year.
Yeah,
and you might not know what Craven is.
Craven Country Jamboree.
Yeah.
I believe the second easiest place to contract a sexually transmitted disease in Canada.
If you want to get pregnant or get an STD, go to Craven.
Craven Country Thunder. The only thing more vile is the Calgary Stampede.
If you literally want to get fucked in a pile of mud, go to Craven.
You're gonna be like these people every year.
Every single fucking year. It rains. It's a mud fest. People are just drunk and fudging in the mud listening to country music.
9 months after Craven, there is a ton of babies born.
Every year. Every single fucking year. Not even joking about that shit.
Yeah, the straw hat game.
I've never been, because this is so not anything I would ever want to engage in.
Everyone's got, like, whoever sells these hats at the event must just make an absolute...
yeah.
Is this the ground? Oh, no, that's
it's
not
covered
quite.
in straw.
Yeah, I have friends that have gone and they've almost, like, died because they just, like, pass out in a tent
And you
and
wake
it
up in a
fills
foot
with,
of
like,
water.
mud and rain and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
look at these people. This guy's like, you and me going fishing in the dock.
All these people are absolutely fucking hammered.
Oh, yeah. She's actually probably lip syncing.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, also not surprised by that. Not surprised by that whatsoever.
Hey-oh.
A lot of people who go to this are like some of the worst fucking people.
Do they still make napalm?
Like, I see a lot of Confederate flags in the middle of Canada, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah. Like that oh, wait, is that
chopper?
him? That is Blake Shelton, isn't it?
Oh dear, what sort of people? I think you can assume. The people that, like, you know, really
Yeah.
like Confederate flags and country music.
These people are all on drugs.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you see a lot of fucking F-350
Oh, yeah.
tiny penis. Okay, you win. Batman. Yes, actually, I bet you we know some of these people in the background. Look at all this garbage on the ground.
Yeah.
Those are used condoms. Every single one.
This is Saskatchewan culture.
So last year there was at least 14 people arrested.
Sounds about right.
There was actually a total of 63 arrests, which is less than the 96 from the year before.
Huh?
I don't give a fuck about a DUI. Don't laugh, your daughter could be inside. Wow.
What's that one say? Catalina
wine mixer? Okay. What is going on? I am so... this is like depressing.
This is exactly what it is.
You know how we tell people what it's like where we're from?
Tits?
If they don't got barbecue sauce on them titties, tits for Fireball. Tits for Fireball whiskey. That's what he's doing. This is we try to tell you guys what it's like where we're from, and I can't sum it up
better than this.
And
amazing.
Yeah. Jason's like, I'm not coming anymore. Look at all this garbage.
No, Jason definitely wants to come now, and he wants to come during Craven.
Looks
like one of your friends?
Yeah.
The dude in the back?
Oh!
This is exactly it!
Pops
oh
Blue Ribbon!
Yeah!
This is Vice. This is a Vice article.
This is so funny.
Yeah, and then they also allow their children to get concussions and severe brain damage.
No, there's Blake Shelton. So that's Saskatchewan there, bruh.
Honestly, I'm just going to go through these last couple of things really quick. That was hard on me. I don't know why, but seeing those people was like, this is why we stay inside.
This is also why we live in the middle of nowhere and choose not to interact with people.
Plum's like,
yes,
unsubscribe.
Yeah, it is a hillbilly holy fest.
So this one is actually not a bad story.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I thought when he said X was going to defend people, it was for racist stuff or whatever. But this is different, actually. This is their... So, Felon Nuts sent his lawyers in defense of a student being threatened with disciplinary action at their university. So, the student's name is Juan David Campolargo. From the University of Illinois, and they are being kicked out of their housing campus because he violated the code of conduct because he was posting on Twitter events that were hosting free food around campus for people to, and like
how does that violate the code of conduct? I'm confused what it would say in the code of conduct that would be in violation of it.
Yeah, and so like there's apparently like the Financial Times and stuff, they're saying like, what is wrong with him doing that?
Yeah.
It's, you know what was happening in Canada? People were telling people that immigrated here, just go to the food bank. It's free food.
No, so it was in Ontario.
Ontario, my apologies.
There was issues with the food bank being kind of overburdened because there was messages going around, I believe, on Instagram stories. I can't remember what the language was, but it was the language that was it's spoken in southern India, and basically it was being circulated around international students, saying that a way to get free food is by constantly hitting up the food bank. And so it was just kind of like misinforming these students of the role of the food bank. But then once it was explained, they were very, very apologetic about it, and it has since been curbed.
Yeah, and it sucks because I can only think of the terrible things people thought or said when they were told to go do it. You know what I mean?
The Brampton Food Bank banned international students.
I've heard talks of shit like that, but that's fucked up. Like, people need to eat. And if they can't find something to eat, it generally leads to crime to get something to eat. But, happy story about basically a man who embodies, being stoic? This gentleman, a New Hampshire man, he had no car, no furniture. He died with a big secret. So, this gentleman, he's a fine-looking man. His name is Jeffrey Holt. He was just kind of an unofficial caretaker of a mobile park in Hinsdale, New Hampshire, where he lived a very simple life. People around town would see him in threadbare clothes.
Where did it say unofficial?
Well, it's unassuming, but the other one I read, he wasn't, like, he just did it because he liked to do it.
Oh, okay.
Like this, like he rode his lawnmower around, and mainly he would mow lawns for all the people that he cared about and stuff.
Oh, okay.
He did odd jobs, but he rarely left town. He taught driver's ed to high schoolers, even though he didn't have a car. He rode a bicycle. His mobile home in the park was mostly empty of furniture. He didn't have a TV, a computer. The legs of the bed went through the floor.
Should get that fixed, bro.
Yeah, I can't really picture how that works, but
especially if you're somebody who's like a maintenance man / caretaker, you should be able to like fix that yourself.
So
you're bored on the floor.
His best friend and former employer said he seemed to have what he wanted, and he didn't want much. You know, he obviously found some kind of inner peace in what he was doing. When he died, though, it turns out the 4,200 people in the town that he lived in, he gave instructions to dole out $3.8 million in the areas of education, health, recreation, and culture.
This man's goat.
People are like, I don't think anyone had any idea he was that successful. I know he didn't have a whole lot of family, but nonetheless, to leave it to the town he lived in is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, they said it's a tremendous gift, but it talks about the town a little bit, but and how they're going to be able to put in applications for money, like say roughly about $150,000 annual to certain charitable organizations. Yeah, he used, the one thing I thought was interesting is that it indicates, they ate simple foods, took, hand-me-down clothing from other families for their children and stuff like that. And I was like, do you think that his family knew he had $3.8 million?
No, probably not.
So yeah, their children were well educated and everything.
You think if his family knew he had $3.8 million, they wouldn't try to be contesting that will a little bit?
I didn't know this.
Oh, he had dyslexia?
Yeah.
Oh.
When writing or spelling, he was a lost cause. Oh, I didn't see that part earlier.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of this is about how they had a very simple upbringing. Like, this even says their dad would read them Russian novels before bedtime. But it's basically, what it made me think of is there's a lot of people that may not look stereotypically successful in, you know what I mean, financially or whatever, right? But, and in my mind, I just thought to myself, how many people in town do you think he called him crazy? Or something like that, you know, like, oh, that's crazy Jeff. When he actually had a heart of absolute pure gold. I mean, unless something comes out that he didn't, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It was just a really nice story. In and amongst all of the everybody wants something for something kind of world we have. Someone that he didn't even want to receive the accolades, right? Because he died and then it came out. So it's I don't know. It's just, I thought it was a very nice, like, go and do something nice for somebody, you know, type of message to end on for the day with a little flooper tooper. Flooper toops. Boop. That's one nice kitty right there. I did also figure out why the sound commands weren't working. I accidentally hit the mute button.
You look like a little pancake.
That's one fucking nice kitty right there.
See? They work now. But folks,
my name's Jason. And
my cheeks are numb.
Jinjee.
I got numb cheeks.
Yeah.
And tingly feet. Yeah, we you know, sorry, I don't know if we'll be doing much Monday streams.
Yeah.
Just because everything's closed on Sunday, so Monday we usually have to replenish some stuff, and you know, with how I am, I can only do so much. She's so funny. But yeah, we do our very best to wake up and feel ready to roll.
Story change.
We appreciate all of your love and kindness.
Let me grind while I build this rope. Fuck yeah.
Did it look like I said that?
Did we watch any good movies on the weekend? I don't think
We didn't watch any movies.
No.
I have been obsessively making calligraphy pens.
This is very true. We've started to... So we were
Winter stir
loaned a book to read, but I've been like struggling to actually like start reading it. So we started listening to the audiobook. And that's been difficult for me.
Yeah, only because it's one of those, it's a book where it's conversational.
Yeah.
Like it's like he said, or this person said, then this person said, and it's bad. So it's kind of hard for one person
It's more so I like to entertain some pretty out there ideas, especially in regards to like the soul and reincarnation and stuff like that. But so that's what this book is about. But the person who's the author of this book, I just really struggle with them and how they convey their information. I find them to be very egotistical
the PDF.
in their the way they convey information. And as someone who studied history and archaeology and religious studies in university, I really struggle with things that are just incredibly fucking historically inaccurate right off the fucking bat. It's like, okay, you can tell me some like weird spiritual mumbo jumbo. I'm here for that shit. But like, don't conflate it with like hugely erroneous historical things.
Yeah, it's Krissy has more bias than I do.
My bias be strong.
This is
Velocipaster is a fucking amazing movie.
We watched that a while ago. It is so good. Even Plum has seen it. It's so good. I love B movies. We should find a good B movie.
Yeah.
This is the book, A Convoluted Universe. So in a nutshell, the way I understand it is it's past life regression through hypnosis. You know, to have people talk about where their soul may have been before it was in this particular flesh suit.
Philip asked me, what's my opinion on the name Cyrus, who conquered Babylon, being named 100 years before his birth? So I don't really know the mythology behind the story that you've just conveyed to me, but Cool.
being named 100 years before his birth. So like somebody said the person who conquers Babylon will be named Cyrus.
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe do you know for sure that every male born that year wasn't named Cyrus? Yeah, I don't know. Our thing is that I think everybody, I used to think it was a bad thing, but it's like you exist in the gray zone of what could be.
Yeah. I will say also in regards
Except
to
for flat Earth.
What Philip said, at some point, like, there was a lot of conflation between like kings and god kings, and people's statuses got elevated through like cultural worship from somebody who was just a great ruler into like a god king, and that's how, like, you know, people get, you know, this person did this thing 100 years before they even existed. So
there was, just to touch on that, what is that place, Herculea?
So according to a lot of researchers and even people who date documents, a section of the Bible named Cyrus as the conqueror 100 years before his birth. Then the many tekel parsin stuff was written on the king's wall, which means you've been weighed and measured and found inadequate, which is where the song Writing on the Wall.
Writing on the Wall?
I don't know anything about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? What kind of?
I can't say.
I guess that would be. How do you know this? Aren't you a Jehovah's Witness?
XJW.
Yeah, you guys just talking about weird shit.
We were watching something the other day about this guy who was XJW, and I found out, and I didn't, because I like to add little things to my knowledge about how these religions operate, that apparently they believe a lot of, like, they don't like going to garage sales because they believe a lot of items have like demonic attachments to them and stuff. So like if you buy something from like not necessarily a suppressive person, but like a worldly person, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think that's what they said. Is this the song you mean? Writings on the Wall, the Tea Party? Because the writing's on the wall. I don't think that's probably the one you're talking about, but what was the history stuff? I just thought this would be interesting to add. So they found a bunch of charred scrolls
in Herculaneum.
Yeah, what is it?
Herculaneum.
Yeah,
I said yeah.
And they were basically charred together as the scroll, and someone has figured out using AI and image scanning how to digitally unwrap it.
Yeah.
However, it's not perfect, and they've put out a big thing for people to try and refine it, and they have discovered the word purple was written on it.
Philip said that's not a well-known JW thing at all. I never heard of it, but they do believe certain items can be demonized and affect you in your home. So yeah, the guy who said that, he said basically this is something you don't know unless you're kind of in the religion, and even then it's not like really stated. It's just kind of like there's this belief that items can be demonized, so that's why you don't. But it's basically like it creates that belief in you is how. But it's not something that's like overtly stated in the church. It's just like, that's the takeaway, you know?
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention when I grew up learning things in
the Catholic church?
school.
Yeah.
I asked a lot of questions that they didn't answer. They just sent me into the hall.
Yeah.
Or I had 4 desks. One in the classroom, one outside the classroom, one in the janitor's closet, and one in the photocopy room. Because I distracted everybody from doing everything. Even teachers that were walking by, I would distract, and then they'd be like, "Oh, I gotta get back to the classroom full of kids." So they're like, "Okay, you can bug the secretary, who was my friend's mom, who was born like 4 hours before me, and she always just had a little soft spot for me." So I'd be like, "Do I have to sit here?" And she'd be like, "Yes, Evan." It's good times. Oh, it is very interesting.
Yeah.
That's why we kind of try to.
I listen to a lot of stuff about. There's a good channel on YouTube called Cults to Consciousness.
They have people on who tell their.
Yeah.
from all walks, Mormonism.
Yeah. Well, she was part of Mormonism, and so that's her experience. She talks a lot about that.
They don't pull any punches either on what they had gone through. It's very, if there's certain things that people might say that could trigger you, they put it all out there, what they experienced. Generally women at the hands of men.
Yeah.
And or family.
And then, like, it's weird because Mormonism and JWs really lend themselves to, like, a lot of, like accessory cults that are developed. Like, you have the main JW church and the main Mormon church. But then there's, like, a lot of, like, fringe cults that develop based off of, like... And I mean, I would argue that the main religions themselves are also kind of culty. I mean, if you consider people suppressive people... or excommunicate them because they just like are like, I don't know if I believe this stuff. Like, I think, isn't it JWs, they're allowed to like consider their children like suppressive people. I think that's the wrong terminology.
That might be Mormonism.
No, but I know it's also JWs. Basically, they can kind of like...
Or is that Scientology?
They do it. They would do it too. But
Yeah.
I know that because we were watching that Cults to Consciousness, and the guy who, Owen Morgan, he was part of the JW Church as well. He has his own channel on YouTube called Owen Morgan. Used to be called Telltale. And yeah, he was saying like as a child that, like basically if he said anything against the church, like his family would not talk to him. Only the father could be allowed to talk to him. And it would basically be like, are you going to like come back to the church and be a good child?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I don't know. It's like such hateful shit.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of stuff. Only like, you know, what like South Park or whatever would have told me about stuff. So for me, the thing about Mormonism that blew my mind is just knowing how long it's been part of American history. The Mormonism.
Oh, it's integral to the foundation.
I had no fucking clue. I thought it was like all the other ones where it's just, well, like, I mean, was it, are the Jehovah Witnesses based on the Watchtower?
Yeah, they're the ones who have the Watchtower.
These like five old dudes made Watchtower magazine, and then someone turned it into a religion. Yeah, like I mean,
it started with the Millerites, I think. So there was that religion called the Millerites, and they prophesied the return of Jesus. And then there was that thing called like the Great Disappointment, because basically the end of the world didn't happen when they thought it would. And so then they changed to the JWs, basically.
It looks like
yeah, they think they're doing it out of love. His
wife's sister was
my wife's
disfellowed or whatever. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I guess in Catholicism, where I grew up Catholic school, and basically it was like, just let anyone who wants to be in the club, let them. We want the numbers. Even if they did something shitty, they just say sorry. Talk to this guy through the screen, and you're good.
Although I will argue that does make it a
juice.
Slightly more legitimate religion than...
Yeah, eat the crackers, drink the juice. I do like, I mean, obviously you have to allow for repentance or what is growth if you can ever make a mistake. But it's very interesting. I guess my whole thing is I've never been able to throw myself full tits covered in barbecue sauce into something and say, yep, there's no way anything else could be true.
Well, yeah, I was also raised in the, like, not the Catholic Church, but melange of different churches growing up.
Spice melange.
But my mom had like a very strict Mennonite background growing up. So she took me to a bunch of different churches, and then we settled on a Pentecostal church. But fortunately, because she was Mennonite, I've never been baptized into the Christian church, because Mennonite belief dictates believer's baptism, which means that you get baptized as an adult when you can make that decision for yourself. So because of her being raised Mennonite, she never allowed me to be baptized as a kid. Thank fucking God.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I think I was just because
You're Catholic.
I could go to any
Yeah,
school.
to quote Monty Python, you're a Catholic the moment Dad came.
Every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is great.
Yeah, disfellowship happens a lot in the smaller religions too. But that's what makes it a fucking cult.
God
in my
gets
opinion.
quite irate.
If they're gonna cut you off without like any form of like forgiveness simply because like I don't know, you like they caught you like Googling something they didn't want you to Google.
Barbecue sauce on titties.
Yeah.
I fart in your general direction.
Okay,
your
fart
mother
people.
was a hamster.
I have to pee really
and
bad.
Your father
I'm sweating.
smelled
Make
of
sure to question
elderberry.
everything.
Question everything. Illuminati.
Yeah.
I can't do the X-Files thing, but you get it. We're gonna start a cult.
Yeah.
It's called Cult. So then when people are like, are you in a cult? You can be like,
Yeah.
yeah. What's your cult called? Cult. Wait, barbecue sauce on titties. Barbecue sauce, barbecue sauce,
yeah.
titties. Barbecue sauce on titties. Barbecue sauce on titties. Maybe I should get
Barbecue sauce on titties.
I should get what's his name? Moo Man. Militant Cow to make me a remix of barbecue sauce on titties. Boop, 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 boop.
Barbecue sauce on titties.
All right, everybody, you have a barbecue sauce on titties day, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Much love.
Bye.